What's going on, YouTube? Here today doing a necessary suspension A-arm upgrade. Let me get out my handy dandy Dynamite RC Traxxas starter tool set. Link in description below. We're going to use the 2.5 millimeter hex for the wheel removal. We're going to do a little speed ramp right here to speed up the process. We're just going to do the front left wheel, and you repeat the process on all four. To replace the suspension A-arm, you need to remove 6 bolts or 6 screws in the front, and then 1 screw on the A-arm to remove the stock A-arm. Alright, first you want to remove the suspension. I had a little bit of trouble because it was my first time, and you just want to wedge it in between the A-arm and the suspension link. But then you want to take off the steering knuckle by taking out this tiny screw. Make sure you have a magnet nearby just to keep all your parts together, or a bowl, or even a mechanic's bolt. So here I'm taking out the front 2 screws. You got 2 in the front, the 2 on top by the blue front frame mount, and then you have 2 on the bottom, and that releases your front suspension A-arm. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do a speed ramp. If you want to slow it down to like 50%, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm doing here. Here, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over because I didn't realize at the time of taking this apart that I needed to take those off. But you learn, you move on. Like I said, I'm new to this hobby, so I'm doing everything as I go. And hopefully you will do the same. You don't learn unless you make a mistake. So making these mistakes really taught me something about the Traxxas vehicle, because now I'm a little bit more fluent with the actual SEX 24 line. But this is my wife's Traxxas Latrax Prerunner, and they're known to break the A-arms or control arms, suspension arms, whatever you want to call it. They're known to break quite a bit. So I'm replacing them with the HobbyPark aluminum A-arms, and I did get some Threadlock, or you can get Loctite, to lock in the metal on metal, not metal on plastic, but metal on metal, to make sure that they stay put. Here I had a little bit of trouble trying to get this suspension off, and that's why I said in the beginning of the video, make sure you take that off first, because it makes your life a lot easier. You got a back pin that you need to pull out, and then what I used was the pin clip that you would use for your body, and I pushed through the small hole on the plastic to push the pin that connects to the steering buckle. Here's the pin, and you just put it in there, push it through, and it should come out quite easily. However, I did grab my solder arms and pinched it and pulled it right out. You can use needle nose pliers. I'm pretty sure you probably use tweezers, because once I grabbed grip of it, it was fairly easy. You can take a flathead to remove the suspension, and this is where you want to put your thread locker or Loctite on your screw. I didn't put it on while I was filming the video. I did it after the fact, but you can see the difference between the two. One's just a push pin, and the other one does screw in. No matter how tight I got it here, it didn't feel like it came out. But this is the 1.5 millimeter hex for the HobbyPark aluminum suspension A-arms. Here I tightened it in, and I went to go loosen it just to see how quick it would come unloosened, and that's when I realized I needed a thread locker. Make sure you put your axle into the coupler before installing this. It does come out quite frequently, so you got to make sure everything lines up perfectly, and then put that inner pin in. Now this just slides in just like the stock one. Off camera, I'm going to go ahead and do all 4 wheels and put it together and show you what it looks like. And also, I did put thread locker in all 4 suspension balls that you screw into the A-arms and the outer A-arms. So you should be doing thread locker or Loctite on 4 pieces of the control arms, A-arms. There. On the ball that you screw in here, and Loctite on this one right here. That's the conclusion of this video. Hopefully it helped you guys out. I think it looks really good. It looks clean. I also did a performance test before and after. Before, this vehicle would spin out and it was kind of uncontrollable on dirt and gravel, and now it handles very well. Guys, help me out a little bit. Don't forget to smash my like button and subscribe to the channel. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for future videos.